All right, thank you, Steve. Well, how about this? The Donald or the governor? All eyes on Donald Trump as he prepares to head to Buffalo tomorrow to address the Erie County GOP. And it comes on a week where he's already met with Republican leaders. And joining us now is our political analyst, New York Post state editor, Fred Dicker, to sort of connect the dots on this one. And, you know, he's been in, he's been out, he's been wishy-washy. And now he seems like he might be dabbling with the idea again, Fred.
Well, he's certainly dabbling with it, Liz, and Donald Trump does have a reputation when it comes to politics for being in and out, in and out. This has been going on really since mid or late October, and back then Donald Trump said he would make up his mind around now, in mid to late January, no later than early February. So tomorrow night seems like a night where he might announce something, but he's not going to. I had him on my radio show yesterday, and I've been talking to people who are close to him. He's saying explicitly he's not now going to make a decision probably for almost another month, and he's doing it in a very peculiar way, which puts Rob Astorino, the Westchester County executive, in a kind of on the spot. Donald Trump is saying if Rob Astorino, the Westchester executive who's looking at this, decides to run, he won't run. And if Rob Astorino announces next month, at the end of next month, that he's not going to run, then Donald Trump, will run. So when Rob Astorino makes his decision at the end or towards the end of February, he's going to make two decisions, one for himself and one for Donald Trump.
Don't you think, you cover a lot of these stories, don't you think the two of them are going to have some kind of sit down and discuss this before, or is this all preordained, do you think? These two have already worked it out somehow?
Yeah, they have not worked it out. I'm certain of that, and your question's a very good one. If both of them have the interest of the Republican Party in mind and a chance of defeating Governor Cuomo, they should get together. They should work it out. And Ed Cox, the state GOP chairman, should presumably broker that. That's what a state chairman should be doing. That said, it's not likely to happen, I believe. A lot of Republicans, including Ed Cox, I think, has made it very clear they don't believe Donald Trump is serious. If you look at his Twitter feed, and I'm sure you see it, I see it, he's got like 2.5 million followers. He's always tweeting, and did recently a few hours ago, about the presidency. And of course, he was in New Hampshire recently. He almost ran for president 3 years ago. So it seems as if a lot of people in the Republican Party think that's where his interest is, that in the end he doesn't really want to run for governor, and that he may be putting an undue burden on Rob Astorino by really saying it's up to Astorino to decide if Donald Trump, will run or not.
Okay, here's a challenge. In 20 seconds, tell us what happened with the stop and frisk decision in New York City today with Mayor de Blasio.
This is a very controversial policy. Mayor Bloomberg created it. He was sued over it, and a local district federal court judge ruled against the city. De Blasio appealed it to Bloomberg appealed it to a federal appeals court. He seemed to have won there, but there were still court challenges going on. Today, Mayor de Blasio announced the city was withdrawing Mayor Bloomberg's appeal, would basically surrender to the trial court's decision against stop and frisk. He's going to end the program, and something that's been very, very controversial and has been credited with cutting crime dramatically is coming to an end and will be in some kind of new form, but not as aggressive as it's been until now.
All right. Well, we'll definitely want to talk about this again, especially as all this plays out. Thank you, Fred. Fred's on the radio, too, live from the state capitol weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM radio.